What is up, guys? Welcome to the channel. This is your boy Mars. Today I got the Gsx by Buick. Really nice old school vehicle in here. I'm gonna show you guys a fully built LS swapped engine into this vehicle, and also show you a 1500 horsepower tune one as well. Both of them gonna be rear wheel drive. So like always, everybody new to the channel, man, hit that subscribe. And yeah, let's get right to it. So we got here the 1970 Buick Gsx. Let's go right over here, right to the engine conversions. Let me show you guys all the engine conversions. So we got everything from the original engine, gives you a lot of torque. This original engine gets you like 800 horsepower, like 1,000 foot-pounds of torque, something rather. So that's pretty cool on that end. And then we have here the LS engine that we're going to put into it, a little bit lighter in weight. That's the reason why I decided to put this engine in there. And then you have a diesel engine. You can put a crazy diesel engine in here, having a lot of torque, real short gears. If you guys want, put the Viper engine in here, V10 engine, or you can put a Lamborghini, or I don't know if that is Lamborghini, or V12, it probably is. And then we got the racing V8, another legendary engine, gives you 1,300 horsepower. And then you have the last engine here, which is 8.9 liter V8. This gives you 1,500 horsepower. People were saying this was from the monster trucks, those monster trucks that you were actually able to drive and stuff like that. So that is it. Let's go and put the LS engine into it, the 6.2 liter V8 into it. Gives you that 1,000 horsepower. Of course, we're going to leave it rear wheel drive. And then we're going to slap in the twin turbos. Twin turbos is really good, gives you top end, and also has that lag in the beginning that helps you out with the initial launch compared to the supercharger. Besides that, we're just going to put all these parts into here, race, so we can get it to 1,009 horsepower. The only thing we're not going to put is the oil and cooling, because there's just no need for it. It gives you only like 8 horsepower, and you gain a lot of weight, so no need for that. We are going to put the flywheel on there, and that flywheel gives you top end. We're going to put the race brakes there. Rally the suspension. The soft suspension is super good. It's been around for a very long time using rally. Rally suspension is the way to go. Besides that, we're going to put all these other parts in here race, like the full weight reducting it, of course. And no roll cage, man. We don't need roll cage anymore. We got drag tires now. Back in the day, we used to need roll cage, but not anymore. And besides that, we're going to put that part in there to reduce more weight. Now coming here, we got the race on there. I got the race on there as well. And then pretty much everything else is just simply going to be race. I'm always debating between 4-speed or not. Sometimes I do it if the weight is lower. Sometimes I don't. So it's like a back and forth thing with the 4-speed transmission from drifting. But yeah, drag tires, guys, make sure to put these drag tires. Do not put the semi-slicks. Semi-slicks are not going to grip as good as these are. And then no width in the front, leave that alone at 235s. In the rear, you can put 345s in it. So that's pretty cool. Put them 345s in there. Wheels, any wheels you guys like that are light. Just try to put the most lightest weight wheels you guys like. Slap those things on there. The rim size, leave it alone. 15s in the front and also in the back. And spacers, put spacers if you guys want to or not. It's up to you guys. And that is it. Let's go right over here. You get an option to take off the little spoiler that comes with. It comes with this kind of cool looking spoiler that matches with like the pinstripe sticker on the side and stuff like that. It looks cool. But you can reduce some weight on it by taking it off. And besides that, you can put on this hood on there with a scoop on there. That hood will reduce some weight as well. As you guys see, it drops the weight on there to 23 from 30. And that is it. Let's go right to the tune, guys. So we are here. Tune is 1.9, 0 to 60, 3.9, 0 to 100, traps 233. I think the top speed is a little bit higher than that. I'm not sure. I really don't mess with top speed as much. And then here we go, guys. Front is 40, rear is 15. And here goes the gears, guys. We got 310 final drive. First gear is 360, very short. And then we got that second gear at 175. following up with the third gear 135, and then finishing off in fourth gear at 108. So it's a nice 4 gears drag quarter-mile tune for you guys. Make sure to put everything zeroed out in 7, 65, 65. Soft in the front, stiff in the rear at 4, 40. Doesn't have to be exactly the same thing. And then 9.4, 9.4. So vehicle raised all the way up to the sky. Equal distribution at 110, 10, 1. Nothing with this or this, and 100 and 100. Let's bring out the LS engine out for a little spin real quickly, and then we take it out for the quarter mile. And after that, I'm going to show you guys the 1500 horsepower one. So as you guys may or might not know, this is the original paint on it. Real cool looking paint on it. Let's bring out, we are in the cabins. We're in the broke side. We're in the hood over here. Alrighty, let's bring it out. Look at it, there goes a dog over there. Take a look at the inside here. Look at this dash, boys. Look at that dash. That is old school as heck. Look at that back end. That trunk, you can fit, how many dead bodies you can fit in that trunk? Sheesh. And this thing here, you crash into this, you lose. They win. This thing here is pure solid. Alrighty, but everybody knows what the LS engine sounds like, so let's go fast travel. Real quick, I love to clear my map out. As you guys haven't noticed by now, I clear my map always. Every time I get into the game, I take off all the races off, and I only leave the hub, and like the houses, and then the players. There we go, nice little reverse little wheelie there. Alrighty, so let's go to the quarter mile. This is the quarter mile right over here. If you guys do not know, it's this pole right here to your left. It's like the first pole after all that over there to the left. It's quarter mile, actually 440 yards. 440 yards is 1320 feet. That makes it a quarter mile. E-brake gas. All you got to do is e-brake gas. We got here boost, 22 pounds, torque 628 at 2,000 RPMs. Look at that. First gear, as you guys saw, was extremely short, making it so that you can have a really quick acceleration off the line. So that is the key always, guys, to have a really short first gear. You know your first gear is so short that when you let go of the gas or the e-brake or whatever to launch it, if it spins on you, then your first gear is short. If it doesn't spin on you, it's long. So you want it to always be right there at that braking point where it's going to spin that first gear, and that's kind of just the key. That's kind of the key. And the suspension is a good play for that. The softer the suspension, the suspension actually got to be pretty good, solid on it for it to have even a shorter first gear. Sometimes it likes it softer, sometimes it's stiff, but it's all part of tuning drags. So let's go, guys, to show you guys the 1500 horsepower one. So like I told you guys maybe in the previous video, I don't know if I did or not, I am going to just specifically do 2 separate cars. So this one here is 1500 horsepower, slapped in the most power I can put into this thing, and it's a V8, so I mean you can't go wrong once it's a V8. The only thing I don't like it if it's a V12 or anything like that. So we got 1500 horsepower, 11 foot-pounds of torque, weighs a little bit heavier, of course. 3,000 pounds on there. Same exact build. So once you drop in the engine, there is no upgrades on the engine. But besides that, the build is exactly the same. You're going to put the same exact parts as you did with the LS engine. And now let me show you guys the tune. 40 in the front, 16 in the rear. You guys can actually go to 15 if you want, but it doesn't really matter from a 16 to 15. Now we're quicker. We're at 1.7, 0 to 60, 3.4, 0 to 100. Now we trap higher, 266. Here goes the final drive, 220. First gear is 3. Second gear is 210. Third gear is 160. Fourth gear is 1.27. And finishing off at fifth gear at 105. Key reasons why I always go towards 2.2. It's not the my reasoning is when I get a car that has a lot of power and it doesn't weigh as much, I like to go to 220. 220 is just like a nice starting point to tune all these gears. So pretty much final drive is just to tune the rest of the gears. The lazier I am, the more I mess around with final drive, and that's just it. But yeah, let's go to the next. Zero everything out in 7, 65, 65. Soft in the front, maxed out there at 708, 787, and then vehicle race all the way to the sky. Then we got 128 and 1. So I was trying to figure out how stiff did the vehicle want it to be in the rear, so that it can grip that first gear, not spin on me second gear and third gear. That 1500 horsepower is a little tricky if you guys haven't noticed, but besides that, you guys know I got it down. So we got 100 and 100, nothing with the brakes or the aero. So let's bring it outside, guys, and that is it. Let's bring it outside to the half a mile. Now this one's a half a mile car. You guys can use it in the quarter mile if you guys want to, but it is a half a mile car. There we go. Got it banana yellow. Can't go wrong with that. Still another factory color. Let's get it up here if we can. Let's get those tires hot. Reverse burnout, the best burnout you guys can actually do on there is that reverse burnout. Besides that, let's get it to the front here. E-brake gas. Wait for it to drop back down like that. 22 pounds of boost, 11 foot-pounds of torque coming off the line. There you go, boys. Gripping that first gear. There goes second, very short. Third is exactly like second. And fourth, finishing off in fourth gear at 207 miles per hour there in the half a mile with a 3,000-pound old school vehicle. Really, really cool. Listen to this cams and the way it sounds. God, you gotta love the way it sounds. Let me show you guys my settings so you guys can have the exact settings as me. Make sure to be standard on steering wheel. If you guys are in simulation, you will spin that first gear. It's guaranteed on a rear-wheel drive car, you will spin. Besides that, manual with clutch. If you guys have not practiced manual with clutch, please do so. Manual with clutch is better in every kind of way. The only times I've ever used manual has been for drifting. I've used manual for circuit racing, and I've used manual for like paddle shift vehicles that have behind the steering wheel paddle shifts so you can shift up and down. I've used manual because there's not a delay on there. If you use manual with clutch, if you use manual on a vehicle that actually does not have paddle shifts, you have a delay on there. So make sure to use manual with clutch. And that is it. Let's go right over here to the controller. I was going to show you telemetry. Switch Anna to telemetry, and that will sum up the video, man. Hope you guys liked the video. Subscribe, enjoy, and I'll see all you guys around with another drag tune video. Peace out, everybody. Bye-bye.